Yes, Ndewo. Welcome back to reading of the contents of my diaries. So, no budgeter, today is the 17th of December 2025. Akanokwa na-ekwu okwu gbasara whatever stories that surrounds or that surrounded the disappearance of Joe, my kid brother. So, Anti-Economy used this opportunity again to make a disclaimer that anybody, as far as this case is concerned, anybody mentioned around here in this channel or relevant to this case, those people are active witnesses, and there's no way I can remove their name and replace it with somebody else's. So that is for anybody to take note. So Manjiri bido na-ekwu okwu gbasara what has happened to Joe. From here, I think it was that September 2023, I began to make arrangement to contact Umufakaja, chekwa that na enwere ha na-akpọ Umufakaja with what I know they were supposed to represent. Those are supposed to be the backbone of the kinsmen or the kindred of Umufakaja. So I went through them to see whether Mongolotem Hikijiji arrange for Mike to come online. Kahajoyashi, because Ajrum Hashi, Unheham Marana Basara, what has happened to Joe, Unhehan Basara, what has happened to Joe, he should know. So they need to arrange for Mike to come to them. Kahan Wike Joya, Kamake Kawarula Hala, what has happened to our kid brother. So now obituary amana urejitoma. So where is the body? What is the story surrounding Joe's whereabouts that they don't know? So okay, Hannah postponed that Mike is not ready to, at that time Mike was not ready to attend. They are not getting Mike's participation at all. So atra chalahe ikaguha. So one another haji give it as a clear that they made their point clear that Engwazim right to take this matter to Umaganguru. Okay, all right. So on my own part, I'm that Umaganguru themselves are taking sides with Mike, and in as much as Umaganguru is concerned, this matter, their own stance will be different. So that was why I fast forwarded it to Aganewere. Mrashi Umewere may intervene. Probably Umaga will have little or no influence in whatever decisions that will be taken concerning the discussions about the whereabouts of our brother, as far as Mike was concerned. So Emena arranged a meeting. Bakwanum Shim Mbolanji di ready Mbia for them to be able to fix a date. So Allah dolam Nigeria boha he make Kahamara that na Nigeria, and I'm waiting for them to fix a date. He fixed a date which I attended. I think it was on the 9th of September. So on that day I presented my allegations and cases to Aganewere, which included that the top on the list was that I wanted in the situation whereby they could intervene, e.g. make sure that the body of our brother Joe was repatriated back to Nigeria for decent funeral. So, and I were the financial capability to be able to do that. And in as much as our brother have a will and also money, so we should be able to stand on that money to be able to do that. Though I didn't say this with emphasis on any money. And what jiri akaha wereji wafutazia discussions about go in as much as hajiri Joe Mike. Probably that was the question hajiro Mike she or who receive vola any money. Mike said no. I did go by Aranaka. On he decided he had to call Franca. We a number Franca, maybe number Franca originally. So whether Magaha or Franca or Madekaga is up to them. So the meeting was adjourned. So I enjoyed now while they were making their deliberations on how to handle the matter. The comment Mike Mekiri ni Umaganguru Nande Umewere was that instead the more Wuchuko de Geka that na Eko Humana Bari here and there gbasara returning of Joe's body back to Nigeria. So I was not surprised gbasara that kind of statement from him, because onye ama, he doesn't care to know anybody. Ya onye ma onye who, he will know that I'm not that kind of a person. I don't bank on blood money. I have never allowed my hands to touch any money that is stained with human blood. So adịkwanụ surprised that he was able to say that, because all along I have never placed any emphasis on discussions gbasara my own share of whatever is going to be. Ego onye ọzọ adị mbọ mgbara n'elu ya, ego mama otu bata. I don't even know any story about that money. It was later I began to talk about that money, the source of that money. Anọ m n'ala bekee arụkọ na a hospital my own. Amara na m ego ole eji akwụ per hour, makwanụ ego ole mmanụ ga-eji were in a month, if that amount that is received for 1 hour, how many hours you will work. Onye ọrụcha ya at the end of the month, ị ga-eri nri, ị ga-akwụ bill dị iche iche, different kind of bill who tire people down n'ala bekee, and ị ga-akwụcha all of them kpamkpam. So onye ọkwụcha ya, whatever that will be left will be now representing the person's own personal income as far as savings is concerned. So ya dịkpa Joe jiri gbaa mbọ nweta 43,000 euros as a savings. So that one is left to him, but that is not where I'm not banking on that. I am confident and satisfied that God is providing for me to earn my own living, and that I'm satisfied with Toroshishi Chineke Nyegem Mwa Yukwanya Jina survival. I will not I will not add Joe's 1 naira into my own. So ekwukwara m okwu that na inye aka m nyere Joe for him to be able to go abroad with ego ngwere was never alone, and I'm not expecting him to pay me back any day, whether he is living or dead, and I will not touch his money for any reason. So while Agandewere of executives were having their own discussions, they stood out to go and deliberate on what on how to return back to us. At the meeting, Mike was able to open his mouth and begin to talk about inside that go help my problem. That didn't shock me. It doesn't surprise me, because this is a person that doesn't care to know about anybody. He never knew Joseph Abara. He never knew Celine. It doesn't surprise me that he doesn't know me. So, what has happened to Joe's money will now begin to play a role, because Franca onye nke ọgbara oni shi Austria were jema onye jeje were wego anaka meme ka o doo anybody anya that na mụ anọ here today ọrụ na our brother Joe wụrụ a destitute na ala bekee. Nwere some of Africans ndị nọcha ala bekee, America, even Britain, everywhere, anọghị na street anọghị na-agagharị dịka ndị enwe ụlọ. At least everybody ma who a destitute is. Onye enwe ụlọ is like the person is homeless. Ọrụ na Joe nọ in that situation, and Mike onye ọ ga-akpọghachi okay Chukwudi again when you go and see to Joe's welfare, see whether we can bring him back to Nigeria, whatever we can do. Franca will not come. I am very, very confident Franca Geshibai. Yabarun at that kind of instance. On Trambaga Hejem that now Chukwudi when do. So this was his comment. He said in Gashin at ego my own problem. And in as much as when him idea about the circumstances that led to Joe's to anything in Basra Joe's passing. Ya wouldn't show somebody on Ujurane or somebody Shizuruki. Nga this matter for Hemik Yahoo face to face with me na Agandewere. Ye take that opportunity to explain she lekwa to Joe Jiri Ojironwo, lekwa the circumstances. Lekwa why it is impossible to bring his body back to Nigeria. But Mike was not interested in that. All along, Ogla Jibe, ebe attention Agla focus ro whether ma henje kugoku or achoromshia na he basara egojo, instead of to take opportunity to explain to your brother she enya ebe ọ na ụmụfaka ji akpọla m adịghị ike m nwere efe bịa, but ebe anọ m here today lekwa abcd ihe leading to Joe's passing, and from there I mean we can matter that na it will not be possible to repatriate Joe's body back to Nigeria. Ekwuchala ya agbasa the meeting, sharia ya to the next time Mike didn't come until more back. It was not until 2025. For 2025, Abamina Muna one or another man from a different family whom I have mentioned his name earlier. A detailed information about what has happened to Joe and why his body, and in that regards, Joe Joe is completely ruled out because Joe remains a prisoner even though he's dead. They will not release his body out. So this is how for anybody to understand what depends, on your share wopara, and this is your own design. This is your own the formula of trying to sort out equations that arises in your own personal family. You see, so whatever that is going on, or to my kishi na Franca J program there, and but anagame ekwanoku again basara the final page or the final statement basara otunchi jina abare na make it trouble basara in the face of what has happened to our brother. Agamenye a different page or different videos where I'll be making different comments. Basara why I decided now that I will have to take actions against Mike and Franca, and now that it has reached Joe's matter, I will continue to talk about it. Speak more for clarity, for better understanding of anybody that is listening to me. But why I have decided now that I'm not making trouble. What I'm doing is that I am asking relevant questions about what has happened to my brother, and that is not making of a trouble. Yama him Frank Amrem expect to just sweep it under the rug and pretend that it did not happen. I'm sorry that I have to disappoint Franca and Mike. Thank you for listening.